So let's take a comfortable seat, everyone. Take a moment to come into class and center. So let the elbows feel heavy. A lot of times we pull the elbows behind us. Let them kind of hang. You'll notice the shoulders release almost immediately. Tip your chin ever so slightly inward or downward. Hands resting on the lap, pelvis, legs feeling stable. Let the breath move down into the belly, and as you exhale, just a slight drawing in of the navel. When you inhale, release it. So right away, we start the breath and the body communicating together, working on this homeostasis or balance. I was reminded earlier today from an email I received from someone I knew long ago, how important our energy body is to our physical well-being. So yes, we have physical issues, tight muscles, joint pain, weight loss or weight gain. But these things, according to the traditions of Chinese medicine, the yoga traditions, they can stem from energy being sort of clogged or blocked. And it's kind of like the chicken and the egg question, what came first? Does the physical body have an injury and then the energy body gets clogged, or vice versa? We don't really know. But as we breathe and we have a communication system with the breath, it helps move the energy, the prana. We can help ourselves have more energy just in general, more focus. Today we'll play with that a little bit. So turning the hands open, palms to the sky, did you notice when you did that, there was a spaciousness in the front of your body? You maybe didn't even move anything, but you can tell. That's your energy body. Inhale, take the hands up over the head, palms come together as if you're pulling this energy together over your head, and then bring it right down to your heart center. Hold there for a moment with intention, focus. Let the class be exactly what you need this morning. After you exhale, release the hands, softly open up the eyes, and we'll come back. Okay, so let me grab my weights. We're going to start standing. I got everything ready, but I forgot to put my weights out. Like what? All right, so let's just start standing in Tadasana. Taking a moment just to find our feet, just like we just found our seat. But find your feet. Look directly down, make sure your feet are even. You'd be surprised how often we don't stand that way. Turn the palms from backward to forward. And do that a couple of times. Just notice what happens in the front of your body. So your hands are backwards. There's a slight, I'll call it a closing. And then when you turn your hands, there's an opening. Can you feel that difference? And so keep doing that. Palms go back. Keep rotating like you're making it bigger and bigger. And we're going to start to slowly bring the hands outward. So keep the strong legs. We're lubricating the joint in the shoulder. And when you get about parallel to your own shoulders, just stop there and continue that hand movement and notice what's going on. Your hands are going down and around and up and back, and you're moving your shoulder, yeah? Keep doing it as you bring your arms forward. So the arms are directly in front of you now. And you're still turning the palms up and the palms down, but you're trying to turn them as far as you can. Good. Keep going, and we're going to try to bring them up. So I'm taking you through all these different ranges of motion. You can take your arms wider or straight up, depending on what your shoulders do. Good. Now keep your palms forward towards the front of your body. So my palms are forward, right? I'm going to take your arms down and back, bring your hands behind you, bend your knees, and then up and reach. Down and back, and up and reach. Let's do one more like that. Now turn your hands the other way. So now your hands are going to face backward. And reach back, and come up. And reach back, and come up. One more time. Now see if you can get coordinated. Palms are behind you, facing backward when you're up. They face the other way when you're down. They face backward. They face the other way. So a little brain work here. And one more time. Backward and here. Now stay here. Shoulders roll to the back. Flip your palms over and lift your toes. Squeeze your feet like you're trying to squeeze them together. Take your tailbone toward the floor and your belly, navel in. Look forward. Chair pose. Keep your palms in this direction. Reach forward. So now your palms are up like you're holding a platter. See if you can drop a little further back. So standing in this strong chair pose. Take one more breath here and then inhale all the way to standing. Exhale, palms down. You didn't move your feet. So how does it feel now? You move the rest of your body, feet stay still. And just notice these things. That's all we're doing. All right, I'm going to take you through a little movement pattern that'll come back later. I want you to step forward with your left foot like you're going to take a step, normal step. And then you're going to say, I got to pick something up off the floor. And then I'm going to pick it up and twist towards that direction. So my left foot is forward. I'm turning to the left. Right? Down, pick it up. Reach and turn. One more time. Down, pick it up. Reach and turn. Good. Release and step back, Tadasana. Other foot steps forward. Normal step. Got to pick something up off the floor. Got to throw it away. And pick something up off the floor. Notice your balance. I'm on the ball of my back foot, but you might be flat-footed depending on your ankle. And reach. Good. Come back to center. Now going back and forth. So step. Throw it away. Come back to center. Step. Reach down. Throw it away. And come back to center. One more time like that. Step. Reach down. We do this all day long, but we don't realize it. I'm breaking it down so that you can see where your whoop. There's my imbalance right there. And then release. Good. Walk forward to the front of your mat. Now we're going to step back. I want you to find a place where you feel stable. So taking it from here, step back. That's all I want you to do. And come forward. Other foot steps back. Comes forward. Other foot steps back. Now what I want you to start thinking about is bending this back knee a little. All right. So if your foot is close to you, your knee's going to be similar to what we did before. If you step further back, you're going to be more like a lunge. So you decide how it goes. Your hands are here for balance. They can be here. They can be on your waist. Doesn't really matter yet. Now think about where can you bend that knee, maybe touch it, the floor. This is getting up and down. Can you get that leg behind you enough so you can touch the floor with your knee? It's a maybe. All right, one more time. Don't overwork here. We're just kind of playing with movement patterns and warming up. Good. And then rest. Shake your legs out just a little bit. And then give yourself room laterally. Give yourself room side to side. I'm going to take my foot out to the side. I'm going to touch the floor. Come back up. Other side. Reach, touch the floor. Come back up. So again, warming up. Getting your body ready. And what I want you to think about when you're touching the floor is, are your hips coming down or is just your head coming down? Try to use your whole mat if you're lateral like I am. One more time. And step. Good. Face the long edge of your mat. Take a nice deep breath. Reach up. Exhale, fold down. And find downward facing dog. Find downward facing dog. And as you find downward facing dog, just take a minute to see how you're feeling in your body. If your breath is up a little bit, keep your head higher than your shoulders, like mine is. Come forward into your plank pose and just be here for a moment. Stabilize your body. Remember the energy. It'll get locked up if you're not breathing. So take a breath, exhale, belly button to spine, engage those core muscles, maybe knees on the floor, maybe legs straight, hover yourself down to the mat, roll the shoulders onto your back body, baby cobra. All right, so we're just getting ready. The hands are light on the floor, the elbows are squeezing, the shoulders are together. Exhale, lower down, push yourself back up and come to tabletop. Tabletop. Turn the toes under, breathe, and hover the knees just off the mat. Take a minute, sense and feel your body. Exhale, knees down, and then reach back with your hips, like you're getting ready to pounce. Come forward again, knees hover, and maybe the knees twist to the right. Come back to center, down, hips back. Come forward, lift the knees, twist to the left, come back to center, knees down, and back. All right, take a moment here. So from here, just a little bit more for the knees. Walk your fingertips backward. You're going to come up, rock off of your knees, come up to your feet so that you're in a forward fold. Feet are directly underneath you. And then with light fingers, as much as you can, come back down onto your knees. And then come all the way up so that your arms are overhead and you're standing in a kneeling Tadasana. Exhale, fingers on the mat. Lift and unfold your legs. One more time to the mat. And one more time up. Now bring your arms out in front of you. You can have your palms facing. You can put your hands together. We're going to practice this before we start using weights. So with your hands out in front of you and your body nice and straight, we're going to rock backward on the exhale. And when you're ready to inhale, come forward. Pause at the center. Just give it a minute and then do it again. Take a breath. Exhale. Find where you can go. Inhale. Pause. One more time, practice. Exhale as you go back. Inhale as you come forward. Good. Release and come down. Downward facing dog. So if that was hard on your knees, I'm sorry. Our knees really take a hit. And you can see that I'm pedaling my feet back and forth. And that helps to open up the back of the knee. All right, take a walk to the front of your mat. Find that forward fold again. Let go of your head, neck, and shoulders. So bend your knees and try to straighten one leg. Bend your knees, try to straighten the other leg. You're asking your body, you're not forcing it. You're saying, is this going to work today? Can I do this one? Bend both knees, look forward, reach forward, come all the way up through chair pose. Exhale, hands down. Terrific. All right, we're warmed up. Let's pick up our light weights. We're going to play with that shoulder mobility again. So I want you to be comfortable with the weight you choose. Arms are down. Palms are facing forward. Feet are underneath you, so you're standing in traditional Tadasana. And then with the weights in your hands, try to hold them lightly. You're just going to rotate the hands backwards and rotate the hands forward. Rotate the hands backwards. All right. So simple with the hands down. Yeah. Simple with the hands down. Check in with yourself. Does it feel okay in your shoulder joint? If the answer is no, either lighten your weight or get rid of it. Okay. Now with the palms forward, I want you to bring your arms out to the side and then back down. Palms are forward, out to the side and back down. Out to the side and back down. One more time like that. If that feels okay and you don't need to get rid of your weight, you're going to go up to the side, flip your palms and lower. And then go back up. Flip your palms and then lower. So we're doing that rotation. Forward palm, down, backward palm, forward palm, down. You can see in my body that I'm standing, I'm letting my arms be a little bit forward to my shoulder and out, forward and down. One more time. This can be pretty challenging. We're talking to the smaller muscles of the shoulder along with the big deltoid and forward and down. Terrific. Standing in your Tadasana, I want you to scoop your arms like a bent elbow. You're going to scoop and lift and pull back shoulder blades. Scoop and lift. And your arms can go wherever they're comfortable. Most people stop about shoulder level, and mine are going a little higher. All right. So I want you to sit with the scoop, stand with the pull back. Sit with the scoop. Palms are forward the whole time. Sit with the scoop. These can be challenging, so don't worry about how far you're sitting. And scoop and pull back shoulder blades. One more time. And pull back shoulder blades. Now with those shoulder blades squeezing, bend forward so that you're parallel to the floor. Keep your palms forward as you extend the arm and bend the arm to your shoulder. Extend the arm and bend the arm to your shoulder. So full range of motion here. Now we're going to play with the palms again. So when you go back, turn your palms upside down. When you come forward, turn them to your shoulder. Press back, pull in. Press back, pull in. Palms to the sky, palms to your shoulder. Palms to the sky. Got 3 more. Try to keep your spine really strong and long. Legs are holding you here, so be stable. All right, hands to your shoulders, come to standing, push up overhead. Come back down to your sitting position, push overhead. Now palms to your shoulder, palms to the front of the body or the front of where you're looking. You're rotating arms, hands. Still working in shoulders, but I've added a couple more muscle groups here. And push and in. Now you decide about your squat. The deeper you go, obviously, the harder it is. And I'm pretty short-waisted, so I can bring my elbows to my knees and still keep my head above my hips. If you can't do that, then don't go as low. One more. Push and release. All right. Let's drop the light weights. Take a moment here. So we're going to go back to that pattern that we did in the beginning. And I want you to pick up one heavy weight. One heavy weight. So one of the things we do to balance our energy and to make the energy flow is we breathe a little heavier, right? We think about that as respiration, pulmonary function, it is, and it's also pushing the prana. So if we don't breathe well while we're moving around, we're going to end up kind of getting sticky. So just check in with yourself when you're breathing. Are you breathing through your nose? That's your ideal. All right, so we'll start with one weight. We'll add 2 in a minute. So put your both hands around your one weight. Step forward with your left foot. We did this in the beginning. I got to put it down on the floor. I'm going to come up to my chest, rotate, and push it up toward my left corner. Come back down, touch the floor, come up, push overhead. One more time, down, working on rotational pattern here, and overhead. Good, come to center, switch your legs, right foot steps forward, normal step. Bend down to pick it up or put it on the floor. Push and rotate to your right. Come down and push and rotate to the left, right. Try to get that long arm with the long back leg. Reach. Good, and rest. All right. Step back with your right foot. We did this in the beginning. Step back. I got to put it down on the floor. I got to pick it back up. I'm going to step forward. Other leg. Step back. Put it down. Come back up. Good. Keep going. So step down, up. Now I want you to try to get to the floor. You do this all day long. You don't realize. Oops. Balance is off this morning. And down, up, together. Step back, down, up, pause. Nice job. All right. Take a big step with your right foot. Land your foot on the floor so you're in a warrior one stance. And take your weight, your one heavy weight in your right hand. So my right leg is back. My right hand has got the weight in it. If you step back with your left, do the opposite. Front knee right over front ankle. So you're going to push it up over your head, bring it down, and bring it to the floor. Push it up overhead, bring it down, put it to the floor. Push it up, and bring it down. One more time. Now when you bring it down, stay there and row back and forth, back. And I'm not trying to move my upper body away from my leg. All right, now one of each. Here we go. Shoulder, overhead, bring it to the floor, row. Touch the floor, shoulder, overhead, shoulder, touch the floor, row. Two more. Shoulder, overhead, touch the floor, row. Last one. Shoulder, overhead, touch the floor, and row. Good. Set the weight off to the side, pivot yourself to a lunge, twist open to the left or the other way if you're on the left foot back. Big breath here. Exhale, lower the hands, step back to plank pose. So we're going to play here in between. Knees come to the mat. We did this once already. Hover, turn knees to the right. Come to center, turn knees to the left. Come to center, down and reach. Come forward, shoulders on your back. Lift the knees, twist to the right. Now listen, we're going to bend the knees into a deep squat, and then we're going to try to push forward. Bend, push, bend, and push. Come back to center, rest. Other side, knees up, twist to the left, and then see if you can bend more and push your legs straight. And bend and straight. One more. Bend and straight. Come to center and rest. Reach back. Take a breath. Exhale, come forward. Bring yourself to downward facing dog. Give yourself a minute in the middle there. And then take a walk to the front of your mat. Stay in that forward fold for a moment. And then releasing your hips down. Look forward, reach forward all the way up. And then exhale, pause. And then just take a minute. We're going to do the other side. Oh boy. So I started with my right foot back. So this time I'm going to take my left foot back, and then I'm going to land my foot down so that I've got a slight turn in on my back leg, and my knee can hover over my ankle. So left leg back, left hand has the weight. Bring it to your shoulder. So you're going to go up overhead, shoulder, down to the floor, shoulder, up overhead, and down to the floor. Back foot stays really solid. Okay, so no coming off of your back heel. Up. And now stay low and row. And down. And row. And down. And row. And now let's combine it. So shoulder, overhead, shoulder, down, and row once. And then touch the floor, shoulder, overhead, shoulder, down, row once. 2 more like that. Come to shoulder, up over your head, shoulder, touch the floor, row. 1 more, shoulder, overhead, touch the floor, and row. Terrific. Let your weight come off to the side, pivot again into the lunge, and twist open to the right. And take a breath here. And as you exhale, lower the hand down, find your plank pose. Playing a little bit here. Knees to the mat for the first round. Hands are going to be in neutral. Walk your hands so that they're more under your shoulder. You're going to bend your elbows and pull yourself forward. I'm trying to slide my hand backward. And I'm going to bend my elbows and lower to the floor once and come straight back up. You can rock back if it's hard. Forward, pull with your hands, down, up, rock back if it's hard. 1 more, pull, lower, slow, 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 get to the floor. I like to walk my feet backward, toes on the mat, shoulders on the back body, lift and raise. So second cobra. You can push a little bit into your hands, squeeze your elbows in, try to pull your hands backward. 1 more breath here. Exhale down, push, and find downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Alrighty, take a walk to the front of your mat. Stay in the forward fold for a moment. Sitting hips back and down, take your arms forward and up. And then pause in Tadasana. Palms are forward to keep the energy open in the front body. Rooting down through the legs, just stop moving for a second and see how your body's feeling. Usually when there's pain in the body, there's no energy moving. I call it sticky. All right, so just check in with yourself. So now we're going to play with 2 heavy weights if you so desire. 2 light weights are optional too, but I want a weight in each hand if you can. So we're going to go back to that squat. So finding that forward position where your body's as close to parallel as you can get it. Drop your arms straight down and then pull your elbows in. So from here, hands go to the shoulders and then hands reach back behind you. Hands go to the shoulders, hands reach back behind you. Now remember the rotation, hands to the shoulders and then palms up to the sky. Palms to the shoulders, palms up to the sky. Palms to the shoulders and palms back. Go nice and slow with this heavy weight. Let your body feel what it's doing. Shoulders. And 1 more. Shoulders. And back. Good. Weights to your chest. Come to standing. Take a little step with your left foot. All right. So you can hook your hands like this. You can crisscross your weights, hold them as one unit. Get rid of one if you need to. We're going to go down to the floor. We're going to go straight up, straight up. And then I want you to see, can I go straight up and turn to the left? So my right foot's behind me. I'm going to either go straight up or I'm going to turn away from that right foot. This is no joke. It takes a lot to be able to balance and move with heavy weight. Down, one more, up. Good, weights to your chest. Step back, other foot steps forward. Ready? Down, go straight up first. Go straight up first, kind of get your balance. Down, and then see, can you turn to the right? So if your left foot's behind you, you're going to turn away from it. Down, up, maybe turn. And down, and turn. All right. Weights to the chest, step back, and then pause. How you feeling? You ready for the step back move? So see, can you put two heavy weights in one hand? It's a maybe. Depends on what your weights are and how big they are. So we're going to do this dynamically. I want you to step back with your right foot and put your weights down on the floor. Come back up and step. Back. Put them on the floor. Up. Now all I want you to do is keep your shoulder in your body. So I don't want your shoulder to come way up out of the socket. Back, down, up. One more time. Back, down, up. Now with this heavy weight, see, can you curl it? And can you lower it with the heavy weight? If you can almost do it, you can cheat with your other hand and pull it up with your other hand. Let it lower on its own. Pull it up with your other hand, lower on its own. Strength training is super important for people as they age. So I challenge you just a little bit, hand rest. Other arm, see if you can double the weight. And we'll go through this mobility movement pattern. So when your arm is hanging, you have a tendency to like drop it out of the shoulder. So keep the shoulder engaged. Step back with your left foot. Put it down on the floor. Come back up and step. Come back, land. So the step now is bigger. It's a lot longer. Remember, we practiced bending the knee to the floor. Whoop. Got three more. Down, up, step back, bend, up. Last one. Step back, down, up. Now, see if you can curl this arm. Hand to the shoulder, hand down. Try not to move your upper arm. Your elbow should stay at your side or forward, not behind you. Remember, you can do the cheat. The cheaty cheat. Up and down. Nice and slow on the down. Up. If you can do this easily, it's too easy. One more. So I'm at about a 7 with my effort. Good. Rest. Heavy weights in each hand. We're going to do one more movement pattern, and it's the one we did side to side. So bring your weights to your chest. You're going to step, let's step to your right, press down with your left, and come up. Other side, step, land, and come up. And then find your rhythm of whatever you can do. Remember that your head stays above your hips. So if you're like this and your head comes to the floor, just touch your knee instead. I don't want you to over drop your head. It'll make you feel dizzy. All right, only if you feel ready. 2 hands to the floor, 2 hands to the chest, 2 hands to the floor, 2 hands to the chest. So I'm adding this a little bit more each time. Hands to the floor, hands to the chest. Awesome. You guys rock. One more time. Step, other direction. Step, and pause. Woohoo! Weights down. Find the end of your mat. Come to a pause. Turn the palms forward. Lift and open the arms over your head. Palms come together to the floor. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, come all the way down. And find your plank pose. Got to bring my time with me. So you're in plank. Shoulders are on your back body. Breathing is a good thing. So bring your feet a little closer together. We're going to move back to downward facing dog and lift your right leg up. And then move to plank and put your foot back down. Move, other leg goes up. Slow motion, 3-legged dog. And back. You can do this on your knees. So you can take that little pause in the middle. And then back, reach. And then pause. Take your knees to the floor a little wider than normal. Stretch back, take a minute to rest. I can tell I'm tired this morning because I had a busy couple days in Colorado. Didn't have enough sleep, probably didn't have enough rest. Breathing. And so you're playing yourself with the energy part of you and the physical part of you. And can they work in tandem together? Can they support each other? Breathing. Alrighty. Now you can choose one heavy weight or you can choose 2 light weights. We're going to come up on the knees. We did this in the warm-up. I like toes turned under, but you can choose flat feet or not. The tailbone drops down so that your spine is long. You don't want to be in this position. So drop tailbone. And this can be challenging because we've taken away some of the mobility of the ankle and the lower leg, and we have to really ask it from the pelvis. So light weights or not, palms are to the sky. You're going to pull your elbows back. So this is your inhale. Your exhale is going to move the arms forward, touch the end of the weight, and come back. So if you're using one weight, just hold it with 2 hands and do the same thing I'm doing with 2. I'm using a light weight. I don't need to use a heavy weight. I'm trying to just challenge my core. Exhale, really think about navel to spine. Inhale, pull your shoulders back. Exhale. And so you're doing a lot right here. Working quads, working core, working shoulders and biceps. A little bit of back, not too much. How we doing with this one? And back one more time. You want to try to keep your arms parallel to the floor. Woo. And back. Terrific. Set your weights down and notice how you have to sit back on your heels to do that. And then come back up. Take your right foot forward. Reach into the lunge. Take your arms up over your head. Big stretch. Exhale, fingers to the floor. Framing your front foot. Hips back. Keep your big toe on the mat. Come forward. Arms up overhead. Reach. Exhale, hands down. And stretch. One more time. Knee tracks. See if you can track your knee past your ankle. And reach. Think little baby back bend. Arms can be wide. Exhale. and back. This time, can you lift the ball of your foot, push into your heel and sit back wherever you can. If you're able to sit all the way down on your back foot, do it. All right, so you got a double whammy, but don't worry about it if you can't. Toes are up. Try to drag the heel backwards as you're sitting back. Come forward and release. Other step forward, other foot. Find the deep lunge. And I do want you to pass your ankle, but keep your heel on the floor. Sweep up. And then come back down and stretch. And sweep forward, lunge, reach, back, and back. So when you do this last one, if you're able to sit all the way down on your back foot, turn your toes under. So you're lifting up your foot, you're stretching your leg straight, and maybe you can sit down on your foot. Wherever you are, push your heel into the mat and try to drag it backwards. Breathing. And then come forward and release. Find downward facing. Pedal your heels, open up the backs of your knees. All right. From here, bring your feet closer together. Lift your right leg way up high. You can even lift your left heel and bring your knee to your opposite elbow. Twice more. Reach and lift. Exhale, knee to opposite elbow. Back, reach. Exhale, knee to opposite elbow. Good. Downward facing. Left leg goes up or other leg. As you exhale, knee comes forward to your opposite arm. Reach up and back. Try to go slow. Exhale. Reach up and back. And exhale. Good. Knees on the mat. Child's pose. Palms up. Rest. You can bring your elbows all the way together. Palms open. This is a nice stretch action for your shoulder. Breathing. Good. And then just slowly come on up. Can you sit on your feet? If the answer is yes, sit on them. If the answer is no, grab a block or something to put under your bottom. My knees are wider than my feet, so I've got a wider angle. And I want you to think about going backwards. Now we're not going to lay all the way down, so don't worry about it. But take your hands behind you, stay up on your fingertips, maybe press into your fingertips, push your chest up. This is level 1. This might be enough. If you're on your fingertips, try flat palms, pushing chest up the whole time. The next level is harder. You're going to start to bend your elbows. I'm going to turn my fingers forward. I'm going to bend my elbows and start to think about where I could go. So for me today, this feels pretty normal, pretty good. I'm going to bend my elbows and push my chest up and reach my eyes. So we're trying to open up the front of the body in kind of a different way. And then press yourself up, release forward into child's pose. All righty. From here, let's turn around and come into our back body. So you get to lay down for a moment. And you can keep your weights by you. I'm gonna offer a suggestion while you're down here. If you like to use the block between your legs as we work with bridge pose, please go ahead and use that. If you use the block, remember it's up higher towards your pelvis, not by your knees. You want to use it to help engage the muscles of the legs. Make sure your feet feel neutral and that your whole foot stays on the floor. All right, from here, push down to your feet, lift your hips, and then see what your shoulders feel like. I want them to feel flat on the floor. I don't want your neck on the floor at all. And you're still squeezing the block, or not if you're not using it. Arms are down. If you got a hold of your mat edges, you can pull with your hands and engage those upper back muscles more. So you go to a place where you can sustain it and not overwork and continue to breathe easily. Belly button to spine as you exhale, finding the spaciousness in the front of your pelvis. One more breath. As you exhale, lower the hips. All right, now this is your choice. You can use weights or not. If you feel like toast, don't do it. So your elbows are going to be by your side. So if you're not using weights, you can just put your hands together like this. If you're using weights, just keep them in each hand. You can hold one weight with both hands if you like. So as you push your hips up, you're going to push your hands up. They can touch at the top if you've got two weights. You're going to hold up here while you bend your elbows. You're going to push the arms, and then you're going to come back down to your body. Lift hips, push arms. Hold hips while you bend the elbows. Push. Lower down, rest. Push. So we're working again, back, body, core. That's why the block is helpful. And if you've got the weights in your arms, you're doing a little shoulder tricep work here. And up and go down. Push, bend. I haven't used the block in a while. I usually suggest people use it, but I haven't used it, and I can tell there's so much more muscle engagement with the block. And one more time here. Push, bend, straighten, and rest. Good. Weights to the floor if you're using them. Block comes away. All right, right heel, ankle over left knee. Bring the whole thing towards you. Give it a little hug. So if you're doing what I'm doing and I'm holding my shin, you can see my shoulders are off the mat. I'm going to back up a little. I got a little over rambunctious. Flex both feet. Find a healthy stretch in your right hip. Breathe. Now keeping this leg position, just lower your left foot. Close the right leg over the left. Bring your hips to the right, and you're going to rotate into a twist to the left. Now I'm going to touch my foot to the floor just so I don't over twist my back. You might want to put a block under your leg or a bolster. Take your right arm away from you. If you feel a little pinching in your shoulder, pick your shoulder up and flatten it more to the floor. You'll feel your whole shoulder blade flatten in, and then your arm might rest more. Take 3 to 5 nice breaths here in this twist. We did some different rotational movements today, so your body might really enjoy this. One more full breath. And then bring yourself all the way up. Uncross your legs. Bring your hips back to center. Bring your arms down by your body. Other side, left ankle over right knee. Pick your foot up, find your hold. The thing I like to look for here in this stretch is that my lower back doesn't feel like it's cramming into the floor and my shoulders are relaxed. My throat feels open, flexing both feet. And you just pull a little bit until you feel that healthy stretch in your left hip socket. Breathe. So this is instead of doing pigeon. I found that pigeon pose really does, especially online, it just has so many little tweaks that can happen in that pose. But if you like pigeon, that's a good one to do. Go ahead and lower your foot down, close the leg over the other one, and pick your hips up and move them to the left. From here, just let your legs float over to the right. Support your legs if you need, like I've got my foot on the floor. And then make sure your left shoulder is flat on the floor. So if it's popped up, just lift your body and flatten it. And then take your arm away. You shouldn't feel a lot of discomfort in your shoulder. You can lower your arm if that helps. It's really a spinal rotation through the torso. And when your shoulder doesn't move very well, there's probably a lot of tightness in your thoracic middle body, middle of your back, rib cage. It tends to be pretty tight with a lot of people. Take one more breath. Really enjoy this full body twist here. And then as you exhale, come back up. Arms by your side, uncross the legs and come back to the middle. Now let your knees rest into each other. Take your feet apart, hands on the belly. You can close your eyes here. I just want you to breathe in and out through your belly. So as you inhale, feel the belly expand into your hands. And as you exhale, gently draw the belly button back towards your spine. Working again on balance, homeostasis of the body, the nervous system, and the pranic breath. If you've ever had acupuncture or an acupressure treatment, they work on the energy channels. We just move the whole body around, and a lot of times when you do that, an energy channel will open. Yin is a great practice for that. And so the next time you feel a little off, you're not quite sure what's going on, just stop for a minute and breathe in your belly. Simple action can just be what you need to reset. After your next exhale, you can stay here or you can relax all the way down in Shavasana. Legs are down, arms are down. Please feel free to cover yourself up. Maybe put something under your legs for support for your lower back. Once you stop moving, I want you to take that nice deep breath, and as you exhale, help your body remember to go back into this still, quiet place. Complete ease. Take a longer and deeper breath. And as you feel ready, start to wiggle your fingers and stretch your body. Coming back into the present moment. And slowly bend your knees, maybe give them a little hug. Then roll over to a side and pause there for a moment before coming to sitting. Once you're seated, bring your hands to your heart center. In gratitude for our time together on the mat. The balancing of the body, wisdom, our guiding light. May our light always shine brightly, and may we always see the light in each other. Namaste.